It gives me the greatest pleasure to ask our political leader, Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar, to address you. Mrs. Bissessar, please.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Let's hear it for the new chairman of the UNC, Mr. Jack Warner. The new team, the members of the National Executive here with us, officials of the party, MPs, senators, councillors, chairmen of the various corporations, constituency executives, supporters, activists. Good afternoon to all of you. I can't hear you. Good afternoon. Thank you. It is a great afternoon. I want to thank you for accepting our invitation to join this very important event in the life of our party, in the life of our country. Today, we start a new phase in our journey to return good governance to Trinidad and Tobago. The election on Sunday was a very important part of the democracy in the party. We thank those who had the foresight to create a system that allows all our members to participate in the process of electing a leader and other members of our executive. And it was that democracy at work which resulted in what we have here today. The membership made a very strong statement for change and elected those of us here today to look after their affairs. Over the last 24 hours, developments have taken place where it has been alleged that thousands of membership cards, annual and lifetime membership cards, have been discovered at the Rienzi Complex. With respect to that issue, I simply want to quote the chairman of the membership committee, MP Calvin Ramnath, when he said at a press conference earlier this morning, and I say his words, I quote, "A preliminary list was issued to all candidates, and there was a period for objections and inclusions and omissions. I think the election went smoothly." To members of our party and those who worked in the respective campaigns, I express my deepest thanks and profound gratitude. I said during the campaign that this is your party, and nobody will ever change that as long as I am your leader. This is your party. I remain committed to that pledge. The first step towards reconciliation, reunification, and rebuilding of our party and of our nation has begun. I say, united we stand in this mission, for that is the only way to go. As the book of Genesis tells us, and I quote, "Behold, they are one people, and they all have the same language. And this is what they began to do. And now nothing which they purpose to do will be impossible for them." My friends, this is a victory of the people, whoever they happen to be, man or woman, of every creed and race and space and place. This is not about me. This is about a father who fears for the safety of his family, even in his own home, because of the rampant crime. This is about a mother who doesn't know where the next meal is coming from. This is about a village with their desperate pleas for water. This is about an ailing old man who cannot get proper medical attention at our nation's health institutions. This is about a nation regaining itself, righting itself, resuming its path of real progress, stability, and peace. This is about a future we owe our children. What occurred on Sunday and Sunday night was not just the result of a few weeks of campaigning. This has been a long, patient journey that tested me in every way. But the more challenging it became, the more determined it made me, and the more it strengthened me. And the stronger the barbs thrown my way, the greater was my resolve. But it's also important not to become insensitive to things said. I believe it is important to feel hurt, to remain human, to be in touch with those very feelings which others seem to have lost. To remain grounded, not to lose yourself in the process, to constantly remind yourself why you took the decision to enter politics in the first place, and to be guided by the sweet innocence of your early ideals. This has been my mantra through it all. Through it all, I put the Lord in front and I walked behind. And now I feel reverently honored by the will of God placed upon my shoulders through your support of my candidacy. My message this afternoon goes beyond lines and other boundaries, real or imagined. And the message simply is that change is no longer just in the air. Change has arrived on your doorstep. On Sunday night, a few thousand people ensured that politics in Trinidad and Tobago would begin to take on a whole new meaning, and that what before separated us would now bring us together. That which separated us must now bring us together. That is, that the old way of doing things would now be replaced by the only way of doing things. And by doing things with tolerance for each other and with a greater good in mind, where personal political ambitions are secondary to nobler national pursuits in the interest of every citizen. Where the sense of despair that fills our nation is now replaced with a spirit of optimism and confident resilience for which we have become so well known all over the world. Where insensitivity to our brothers or sisters' plight gives way to empathy and an inspiration to help. Where the government is no longer the problem, but when the UNC forms government, that UNC government will become the solution to the problems. A place where walls of suspicion fall away and bridges of understanding and good intentions connect us as never before. Where gangsterism is now rooted and will become rooted out, and godliness and law and order and opportunity will be firmly planted in their place. And where the empirical political obsessions